The older rabbis are avoid leaving the country so as not to miss the coming of the Messiah. A recent Israeli radio interview featured prominent rabbis explaining that the Messiah is about to be revealed. Who are Gog and Magog in the Bible, and what's so evil about the North? The Jewish rabbi caught talking to the real Messiah. Rabbi Yaakov Zischoltz told religious broadcaster Radio 2000 that Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky told him before his death that he, Kanievsky, is already in direct contact with the Messiah. To understand why religious Jews are taking this seriously, it's important to know that Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky is considered one of the 2 or 3 top rabbis of the ultra-Orthodox Jewish community in Israel. And Rabbi Zischoltz says that Kanievsky and others of the mystical concealed rabbis have tasked him with informing the public of the Messiah's imminent arrival. Rabbi Zischoltz began his explosive 3-hour interview with a warning. The process of redemption is about to start happening very quickly and at a fast pace. It is important that people remain calm and steady to act properly at the right time. There is a potential Messiah in every generation, and there are righteous men who know precisely who it is. This is, of course, true in this generation. Getting the word out now that the Messiah is closer than ever is a matter of life and death. Haven't you heard of Gog and Magog? That is what is going to happen very soon. Right now, the situation is explosive more than you can possibly imagine. Everyone needs to know whether they are on the inside or if they are going to be left out. He went on to reiterate a number of signs of which prominent rabbis have taken note and that they firmly believe to be evidence of the coming of Messiah. Rabbi Dov Kook, as everyone knows, is a very righteous man. He is one of the greatest men of our generation. And 10 years ago, when Israel was suffering from a horrible drought, someone asked Rabbi Kook when the Sea of Galilee will again be full, recounted Rabbi Zischoltz. Rabbi Kook responded that when the Messiah arrives, the Sea of Galilee will be full. In a few weeks, the Sea of Galilee will be full for the first time since Rabbi Kook made this statement. Another righteous rabbi said that according to the current situation in heaven, there will not be Israeli elections. Rather, there will be a war, cautioned Zischoltz. If the elections do take place, it's pointless since it will end like the other elections. No government will come out of it. No one will take the government away from Netanyahu. God chooses them, Rabbi Zischoltz said. The only way they are revealed is if God decides that they need to be revealed. But it really isn't important for people to think about them. We don't need mysticism to serve God. These people suffer greatly just for our benefit. But there are things the public does have to know right now because the process of Geula, redemption, is about to start happening very quickly and at a fast pace. It is important that people remain calm and steady to act properly at the right time. Decades ago, Rabbi Yitzhak Kaduri, one of modern Israel's most revered sages, as well as the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, both predicted that Benjamin Netanyahu would be the state of Israel's last prime minister prior to the Messianic age. A great many, if not most of the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel continue to believe that to be true. Before we move on, let's discuss about who are Gog and Magog in the Bible and what's so evil about the North. Gog and Magog, in the Hebrew Bible, the prophesied invader of Israel and the land from which he comes, respectively, or, in the Christian scriptures, New Testament, evil forces opposed to the people of God. Although biblical references to Gog and Magog are relatively few, they assumed an important place in apocalyptic literature and medieval legend. Israeli political and military officials have never been shy about mentioning the biblical war of Gog and Magog. It's something they believe will happen. However, given the warm relations between Jerusalem and Moscow in recent years, many found it difficult to believe the traditional interpretation that this large national army would include Russia. But Ambassador Yefimov is not wrong about the stage being set for the kind of incident, intentional or not, that could suddenly turn friends into enemies. Israel is aware of this risk, but apparently considers the threat of Iranian hegemony greater than the possibility of accidentally triggering an apocalyptic showdown with Russia. Magog occurs in the Old Testament on 4 occasions. Genesis chapter 10 verse 2, 1 Chronicle chapter 1 verse 5, Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 2, and chapter 39 verse 6. It identifies a descendant of Japheth in the Table of Nations, which scholars trace to the ancient Scythians. These tribes lived in the region north of the Black Sea, and some consider their territory stretched from Ukraine to Siberia. Further, Ezekiel describes Gog as the Prince of Rosh. Chapter 38 verse 2, Nast, which also suggests a location in Russia, although the use of Rosh is debated. 2 other participants are named in the group, Meshech and Tubal, both of which are included in the Table of Nations in Genesis 10. Scholars agree that Meshech refers to the location of modern Turkey, southeast of the Black Sea. Tubal is always grouped with Meshech, and his descendants also occupy modern Turkey. Modern Turkey is increasingly dominated by Islam, moving further away from ties to Europe. It seems that Turkey also participates in this invasion of Israel, joining the Russian contingent. Added to these are Persia, Cush, and Put, Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 5, as well as Gomer and all his hordes, and Beth Togarmah, chapter 38 verse 6. Persia is clearly modern Iran, another Islamic nation, whose name was changed to Iran in recent times. Cush and Put are more difficult to identify, as is Beth Togarmah. Scholars consider Cush as the nation of northern Sudan, an Islamic one, and Put is Libya, another Islamic, mainly Sunni, nation, and possibly includes Algeria and Tunisia because the ancient borders extended west beyond modern Libya. One of the most important legends associated with Gog and Magog was that of Alexander's Gate, said to have been built by Alexander the Great to imprison these uncivilized and barbaric people until the end of time. In medieval legends of the Antichrist and the last emperor, Gog and Magog were allied with the armies of Satan, and in various prophetic texts, Gog and Magog participated in the persecutions led by Antichrist, preceded Antichrist as a sign of his coming, or emerged following the defeat of the Antichrist in the struggle prior to the Last Judgment. According to Joachim of Fior, a Calabrian abbot and theologian, Gog is the final Antichrist. In Joachim's view, Gog will come just before the Last Judgment, but only after the defeat of an earlier Antichrist and a period of millennial peace. An independent legend of Gog and Magog surrounds 2 colossal wooden effigies in the Guildhall, London. They are thought to represent 2 giants who were taken to London to serve as porters at the gate of the royal palace after their race was destroyed by Brutus the Trojan, the legendary founder of London, Troia Nova or New Troy. Effigies of Gog and Magog have existed in London from the time of Henry V, reigned 1413 to 22. The first figures were destroyed in the Great Fire, 1666, and were replaced in 1708. The second pair was destroyed in a German air raid in 1940 and again replaced in 1953. Finally, the most significant element of this battle is God's part in it. As much as this coalition of nations against Israel is pursuing its own purpose, Ezekiel reveals that God is controlling the situation for his purpose. He states, "I will turn you about and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you out." Verse 4. This control of the conflict is repeated several times, emphasizing who is orchestrating the battle. God is sovereign over all, even the invasion of a powerful enemy against his people. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you like this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another